Hi Nourish and Bloom community, I'm more in one form, a nutritional therapist. Today we'll be making sweet potatoes in 3 different ways. First, we want to start with the mashed sweet potatoes. Right here we have some sweet potatoes already peeled and diced. We'll be adding this to the pot. So we'll be using about half teaspoon of salt for this recipe. The water goes in. We need a bunch of water, so I'd better uncover this to make this quick. So make sure you cover the sweet potatoes in water. So we'll be boiling this so that it cooks and becomes tender. Then we'll go to the mashing process. So our sweet potatoes are boiling, and we'll quickly prepare the milk and the butter for the mash. Here we have the coconut milk and it goes into the pot. And we'll be adding on the butter. We'll be heating this up just until the butter dissolves. So right here you can see that the sweet potatoes are white tender. It breaks up easily when you pierce it with a knife. I'll just be sieving out the water and we'll get ready to mash it up. So right here we've strained the sweet potatoes and I'll be adding it to the pot, and then we're going to start mashing it up using a potato masher. Just that easy. So you just mash it up till you get to the consistency you're looking for. I'll add on the mixture of milk and butter and then we'll continue mashing. So right here we have the mixture of the coconut milk and butter, and we'll just be adding that onto our mash. I'm going to scrape all that out. Go ahead and mash it a little further so that it combines. And right here we have our mash ready. I'm just going to plate this and show you how I like to serve this. We'll be making some baked sweet potato pancakes, and we are using some very wholesome ingredients. We have sweet potatoes here, we have some oat flour, we have egg, vanilla, baking soda, honey and coconut oil. So we are going to start by boiling the sweet potatoes first. Into the pot goes the sweet potato, then we're just going to add a little bit of water. So I'll be placing this on heat and we'll come back and prep the other ingredients. Now that we have our sweet potatoes boiling, we'll be combining our dry ingredients, and onto a bowl goes the oat flour, the baking soda, just a teaspoon of ginger powder, half a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, a pinch of salt. We're going to give this a really good whisk. So right here we know our sweet potatoes are cooked. By the time you are able to use a knife to pierce through it and it breaks up easily, you know it's perfectly cooked. So we'll be proceeding to the next stage now. We'll be blending this. I'll be adding this onto a blender. We're going to blend. So that's what it looks like, not completely smooth, but not to worry. We'll be topping on some coconut milk into this and we'll continue blending into a smooth puree. The coconut milk, we are using about 1/3 cup. So we have the sweet potatoes and we have the coconut milk, and right now we'll blend to a smooth puree. So into the bowl we pour the batter that contains the sweet potato and the coconut milk. And then we'll start with our wet ingredients. The egg goes in, the vanilla extract goes in, coconut oil, and then the honey goes in. Then we're just going to give this a good whisk to combine. So we'll be adding the dry to the wet. We're going to whisk as well to combine. Right here we have a cast iron skillet. I already applied some butter on it and I sprinkled on some pumpkin seeds. So we'll be adding this onto the pan. Like I said, the pumpkin seeds are completely optional, so you can omit this if you don't have this at home. So this goes into the oven to bake at about 175 degrees Celsius. I'll come back to show you what it looks like by the time it's cooked. So we're going to be making another sweet potato recipe. We want to make roasted sweet potatoes. And here we have, just to spice it up a little bit, we'll be introducing some spice. So this is not your boring, usual baked sweet potato. So we have some spices in here. We have some cloves, the paprika, ginger, and cinnamon. And right here we have coconut oil. You can use whatsoever oil you have. I like the taste of coconut oil with this recipe. A little bit of water. We have salt, and we have our sweet potatoes. The reason why we're adding water to this, even though we are roasting, is so that the spices don't burn out very quickly. So we're just going to hydrate the spices a little bit with the water to prevent it burning out, so we avoid that bitter taste. So into this bowl, I'm going to be introducing all the spices. The ginger goes in, the paprika, cloves, then the cinnamon. I'm going to add on some water, like I said, just to hydrate the spices. Your oil goes in, like I said. It doesn't have to be coconut oil. Salt to taste. So here, we're going to add the sweet potatoes into this mixture. And we bring that all together by just tossing the spice around it. So right here we already have our pan nicely greased, and I'll just be tossing on the sweet potatoes. And I'm using my hands this time. Make sure that you don't have any lying on top of the other. And you want the flat surfaces to be the one that that makes contact with the pan. It tends to brown it better that way. So yeah, I'll be sending this to a preheated oven. We're going to bake at 190 degrees Celsius, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. So this is how we serve up our sweet potato dishes, made in 3 different ways. We have the mashed sweet potato, we have the baked sweet potato pancake, and of course we have the roasted spiced sweet potatoes. These recipes can be had by anyone, very diabetic friendly, can help you manage cholesterol because it's high in fiber. Really encourage you to try out these recipes because they are made with wholesome ingredients. Please, if you like what you're seeing, I'd encourage you to subscribe, hit on the notification bell so that you can be notified whenever new videos come up, and don't forget to share with your friends as well. That will be highly appreciated. Thank you for staying with Knowledge and Community.